everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel Swipe. My name is Collins, and if you're new to this channel, I want you to hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so that you get notified whenever a new video drops. Today, actually, we have an interesting topic at hand up for discussion, and it's something that I actually feel that affects the working class set, especially on the 9 to 5. And with me today are actually two amazing guests who are also going to be joining me on this very set discussion. On my left is Miss Helen, who has quite a number of years working as an HR and also as an admin in a prestigious company. How are you doing today, Miss Helen?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yes, you look so bright and slim.
Thank you.
Alright, that's so good. And also on my right, we have amazing Mr. Uzodimma. Mr. Uzodimma is a product management expert and also has worked as a customer service representative. And I can tell you for the very fact that he's good at what he does. How are you doing today, sir? Very good, sir. And thank you both for joining me on this very platform.
Thank you for having me.
Alright, without wasting much of our time, we'll just go straight to the question for today. My first question is actually going to be directed to Ms. Helen. Work-life balance is actually something that most struggle with, especially if you're new to the job. 3 months in, you're actually trying to struggle, trying to balance life itself and work. So my question for you today is, how work-life balance, how do you define work-life balance for yourself?
Well, work-life balance sometimes it can be very hard to define because most times a lot of people don't even know how to manage their time. So first of all, you need to learn how to manage your time. You need to be a good timekeeper, and then again you need to prioritize. You need to know what works for you. You need to set boundaries. It's very important. That's the only way you can have a work-life balance, because you can't let your personal life meddle into work. Of course, it will affect your productivity. So if we do the right things by prioritizing, managing our time properly, and communicating effectively, I'm telling you, you'll be able to balance it. Because when you prioritize your time, you have time that is for work and you have time that is for your own personal self. Because you need to also practice self-care. Self-care is something that will help you balance yourself, because by the time you're drained for the whole week, you should take yourself out, do something that is fun, do something that will help your mental health. Because this age now, everybody's all about my mental health. So self-care is very important. It's one of the key things we need to understand so that our work-life balance can actually thrive.
Thank you so much. Okay, let's start with my family work. And my question to you is, what are the practical steps you take as a person to be able to actually balance your work-life balance?
Thank you for that question. So, the first thing I do is set boundaries. That's the first thing. You set boundaries because, like she said, that you can't bring your personal life or your personal issues into a working space, and then you can't bring your whatever you're doing at work, bringing it into your family or your personal space. I don't know if you get it here. So because if know how, it's not going to work. So you need to set boundaries. Oh, this is the time for work, and this is my own personal time. Nobody is saying you should not be proactive. Nobody is saying you should not work hard. Nobody is saying you should not give in your best or have a certain boundaries.
Because if you're giving your best and you burn out, what will your best be?
Nothing. I think I've had such experience before.
Okay.
That's why I said number one is setting boundaries due to experience. Because when I first got the position of a customer service representative, the work was cumbersome. As I was acting as the customer service representative, I'm also acting as a supervisor.
Very hectic.
So very hectic. So there was no way, I didn't know how to set boundaries. So the work was too much on me, the workload was too much on me. I'll be at home, I'm still working. Or I can just receive a call from a colleague, oh, there's something, please, can you come up with something? I'm at home.
Those things lead to burnout.
Exactly. So then I think I really thank God for my HR. She just told me, delegate this task. And I think that brings me to my second point, delegation of tasks. And like I usually say this, that whatever position you are occupying, be a leader in that position. Train people so that when you are not around, they can do what they can do what you also can do.
Yes.
So when you are not around, because if you give them a job to do and they don't have the experience, you've not trained them, they don't know what to do.
And then again, let me add to what you just said. You know, if you're like you have a successor and a protege, if in the next 2 to 3 years, or let's say maybe in 6 months, if that's how they measure it, your department cannot function without you, you failed as a leader. Because one of the important things as a leader is, in your absence, they can function without you and they will deliver excellently. But if you're not there and nobody can do what you're doing, you failed. Because the beauty of it is for someone to carry on. As someone to carry on, you have to train someone that if you're not there, they say, okay, fine, he's not there, but there's someone that we can trust. That's building team spirit. Because if you don't do that, it leads to serious burnout. Because you're the only one, you're doing this, A is calling you, XYZ is on your neck. You get exhausted, and at that point you become saturated.
Because I've actually seen this, people are so into their work that you can't differentiate. They can't even seem to find themselves. Yeah, it's as if it's a program. Just
Lose yourself.
You just lose yourself.
Your social life is
Yes, so you're living a lifestyle.
Yes.
Savings, hard work, sleep.
Exactly.
How does one that kind of an environment, especially when you have this is your work, this is what you do for the day. How do you stay productive in the sense that it's not as if you're doing the same thing, it's not as if it's something you do all the time, but it changes, how do you just stay productive? How do you do that?
Okay, stay productive at work, yes. Okay, one very important thing is being productive at work is, you see the power of delegation, like you mentioned earlier, is very important. If you have a team, you need to learn to be a team player. Because you need to delegate, you need to tell people, oh, A, you need to do this, B, you need to do this. And then again, effective communication is very important. It's very, sometimes people don't have a good people skill. It's something we need to learn. We need to have a good people skill, how to talk to people, how to the work environment. So if you communicate effectively, it's something that will be nice. Like, oh, okay, please, I won't be able to do this. Can you help me handle this? That's fine. And then again, there's something we need to do. You have to create a to-do list. At every day at work, when you come to work, you can do it in the night before work, or you can do it as early as possible once you get to work, or on your way to work. I would advise at night while getting ready for the next day. For me now, someone that when I come back, the way I function, I have to bring out my clothes, make sure they are ironed, pack my bag, put everything I need, and list my to-do list. So that way, I am productive. By the time I come to work, I know that by 11:50, I'm supposed to go for my coffee break. By 9, I am supposed to clock in and check my email and respond. So when you have that, you have listed things you want to do and achieve. It will help you. It will be like it's like a map that guides you for the whole day. Because if you don't have a to-do list, because it's very important, you have a distorted day. Because A calls you, you come back, oh, I need to do this. It will lead to disorganization. So these things are very important. Having a to-do list is one important thing, and learning effective communication. See, the power of delegation can never be overemphasized. Thank you so much, Mr. Bozo, for that. The power of delegation can never be overemphasized.
Alright. So prioritization of tasks. I think it is so powerful too. Like very powerful. Okay, when I started, I saw no need for that. I feel like when I go in, I just do what I'm supposed to do. But at one point, I got one morning. I resumed my work and I just wrote what to do. Set time target for it.
Yeah.
But it was not set. It was not like that time I just fix that time. Just to put it in my brain that, oh, my brain will start ringing when it's time. You're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that. And I noticed that I did my work completely, like no distraction, nothing. So I just did, oh, what are the tasks that I need to do that are urgent, that I need to that needs to be submitted that day or so time. Just fix that and work on that. Then the evenings are just, these are the things I do anytime I want to do, but before closing hour. I don't know if you get me. So that was what I just did. And secondly, for being productive, I think breaks. When you are at work, you take out time.
Right?
Yes, exactly. Just take out a time for yourself at work. It could be 30 minutes.
So within those 30 minutes, what do you think someone should do to just sit
It depends. No, so now it's different.
This is music or
It's peculiar to different persons. Like me now, I could just play music, relax or meditate. You get, I just sit down, relax, meditate, think of the day. Oh, what happened today? What can I do better? I just sit down. Meditate. I give you one tip. Ideas will start coming.
Sure.
Because your mind is relaxed. Everything is, you're not thinking about, oh, I need to do this stuff, I need to do. No, your mind is already relaxed. So you're just reflecting, thinking of things. Ideas begin to come. Ideas begin to come. Become a creative person. I think breaks are very important.
So you mentioned something about breaks.
Yes.
So under the Nigerian labor law, it is stated that staff are supposed to are entitled to their break. We can even look at it if we want to see the intent. Yes. It's outlined in section 13 of the labor law, whereby a staff, an employer is meant to take their break not less than an hour, or probably that maximum minimum, yes, within that range. So you can to avoid burnout. Because when people are overworked, they become less productive. You might feel like, oh, you have to do it, but when you overstress them, even our brain, when we stress our minds, there's a point we get to, we become saturated. You can't think, you can't do anything. So breaks are very, very important to have the work-life balance. And one important thing again, you have to stay hydrated. Drink a lot
of water. That's true.
Drink a lot of water. It will do you good. Make your smoothie. It's something like for me. If I'm having a long day, I will just I'll make my beauty smoothie or my beauty tea. And I talk to my friends about my day. I tell them, I just tell them, and it helps me. I feel so much better.
Exactly. Because I actually feel that a lot actually goes into the workspace. Physical stress, emotional stress, mental stress, all draining you. For hours. So you need to take break. At some point. So that's very, very, very.
There's something I want to say. In as much as we're saying work-life balance, we've been educating on work. There are some persons that don't know how to manage their personal life because they've been overwhelmed with work. They just want to work on their workaholic. So that if you tell them, take this day off, just take care of yourself, take yourself out.
Exactly. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. Exactly.
They don't know what to do.
So if you don't know what to do, you can read a book, you can watch a video. It will help calm you down. And then again, one very important thing that we have to do is we can visit our loved ones. It has a way of relaxing us. Being with your family. Yes, being with your family is something very nice. Exactly. If you don't know how to go about when you have an off day, for people that are workaholic, there are so many things. You could visit a park, go for a walk, spend time with your loved ones, and stay hydrated. Learn a new recipe. Do something that is fun, something that is appealing to you. Because all work and no play. You're on your way to becoming a very strong person.
Yes.
That's super so true. That will bring me to the last question of the day because of time. We've been talking about work. And especially for you, Mr. Ozo, you've worked as a customer service representative for some years. And I can from that I can actually tell that it was really, really stressful, especially dealing with clients or customers. Exactly. So there's something that each and every one actually experience, which is how does one actually how does one take in a bad day? You're having a bad day at work. I'm sure that's what most 9 to 5 actually experience.
Yeah, so
how do you handle a bad day at work?
When you're having a bad day at work, one thing you need to understand, the words of affirmation, they're very important. They're key in everyone's life, especially 9 to 5, and especially people that have excessive boss, excessive supervisors and superiors. When they do that, you need to learn to calm yourself down. And in a workplace, you need to learn to coordinate yourself. And especially managing your emotions is one important thing we need to learn. We need to learn emotional intelligence. Somebody might, because the job you do is very peculiar, and you meet people from all walks of life. So people with different mindsets and different mentalities. So sometimes it could be draining. But mastering the art of emotional intelligence is something that we need to do and we need to learn. And again, we need to also improve on our communication skill, because some people may not communicate to you properly. Then how you respond is up to you. So having a bad day, emotional intelligence is just a solution to the problem. That's just it. Learn when to respond, learn when to say no, just learn when to walk away. Because sometimes it might lead to altercation and you want to respond back.
Exactly.
And once you respond back, you're getting a query.
You can't change back.
And it's not professional.
Exactly.
So emotional intelligence is very important. Try learning to master it. It's one thing that will help us go through a bad day. If it demands you to go to the restroom and cry and just for something to just help you.
Exactly.
But that thing that is in your mind that you want to do,
don't do it. Exactly.
I love your point. See, I think one thing that helps anyone is reading novels.
knowledge.
See, customer service is not an easy job.
I can imagine.
Anywhere, it's not an easy job. So it was hard for me. Your customers trying to talk to you anyhow, and you just want to meet me. Like,
I mean, they're always right.
You can't react.
Yeah, they're assets.
And then you are just there looking at them, and you are just, oh God, if I have an opportunity, I break this business. You get bored, you just keep your cool. It was hard for me. I'm not confrontational.
Okay.
You need to learn to do that.
I'm a very calm person. So when such thing happens, sometimes I just keep it to myself. And so when people like that, it's very bad.
It's not
Because one day it's going to come out. Like, you just react, and you can't just invent something.
and the outburst you need to go. You can't
Exactly.
So I just read books. So I started reading books on how to handle people, customers, clients.
That will improve your people skill.
Oh my God.
Exactly.
When they start acting that way, you just calm. I'm very calm. And then another thing is journaling. That is, it's when such a thing happens, there's no difference. And just because I can't do something, I don't know how to. So I don't think I need to happen this way. At that point, I was like, just because when it's a situation where you can't impact this, you have to stand with the customer. I think you have to be very careful. And emotional intelligence is very, very important.
And then again, there's one thing I would like to add. Learn to ask for help. If you're overwhelmed at work, it's not even about delegation. If you're overwhelmed at work, learn to ask for help. Like for me, I'm not ashamed to ask for help. And you shouldn't be ashamed to ask for help. If you need help in your workplace, ask them, oh, how do I do this? What is the control? What am I supposed to create to make this thing happen? How do I copy and paste this thing from Excel to this? You need learn to ask for help. Because if you don't, you will not grow. You become redundant at some point because you don't know what to do, you don't know how to handle it. But then again, reading books is important, but then asking for help is one thing that is very fast. It's faster than reading books, because reading books you have to but this one, oh please can you just show me? And it's done. So that's one thing we need to learn. We need to learn to ask for help. Aside delegation, asking for help is one important key that we need to play, that we need to put into action.
All right. So that will be the end for today's video. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you found this video helpful, please hit that subscribe button. And I also want to thank our two guests. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to have you on this platform, and I hope to see you guys soon on another episode. All right, so my advice to all of you who are working on the 9 to 5, day by day, Lagos can be quite cumbersome. You have to deal with traffic and everything. I would just advise you guys to please take it easy on yourself. Take it easy on yourself, please. Don't be too hard on yourself, and always do not forget to set goals for yourself, please. And also, I would love to hear your thoughts about this set topic. Please, you can pen it down on the comment section. Just share with us your thoughts on this set topic, work-life balance, and that would be I'll be very grateful about that. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope that this video actually helps, and see you on the next video, and until then, stay inspired.